It is Thursday, November 6th, and this is the afternoon shift. I'm Adam-llorens.
I'm maxx-fuller. I don't have the glasses, so I'm not Maxwell. Back
Right.
to being Max. But we don't have time for the AKs. You know, I could be
Right.
the Max for Obama.
Sure.
I still got election day on my mind.
Yeah, just 2 days ago.
But I'm not.
Right.
Because we don't have time for it.
Right.
I could be Justin Trudeau.
Yes.
EAU.
That's right.
Trudeau.
Yes.
Trudeau.
Yes.
Like the prime minister of our country cousin Canada.
If you were from Louisiana, it'd be FREAUX.
Yeah.
Fro, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah.
But we don't have time for that. The audience hates it, so I'm just maxx-fuller.
I don't know about that. I mean,
Maybe we got to chat now. Let us know, chat. Do you like the AKAs or not?
You're talking about the YouTube chat.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have a YouTube chat.
Yes.
We're not just on YouTube. We're on the Fox Local app, obviously.
That's right.
But those people, the other chat, 612-457-4316, you can always text us.
Yep.
Holler at us on Instagram, afternoonshift_Fox9.
Yeah, we've been promoted that all week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've been busy. It's been election day.
It's been a crazy
and everything.
week.
Yes,
It's been an absolutely crazy week.
It has.
Holler at us, chat.
So yesterday I said we were trying to get to 275, and I looked yesterday. It was at like 220 something, and it's still at 220.
It's still at 220 something?
We're trying to. We're doing our best, and we're not paying for bots. I'm not. That's weird behavior.
Exactly.
I'm not,
we're not buying any followers.
Nope.
We're doing it the good
Organic.
old-fashioned way.
Organic.
No, we're not doing any of the trends. We're not on there dancing or
Yep.
doing anything like that. No. We're doing it. We're building our audience the good old-fashioned way.
Yep.
And speaking of building the audience the good old-fashioned way, I think we need more shirtless pics.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
we're gonna build this audience.
Listen. All it takes is one post. All it takes is one post, and then it just kind of goes up. So it's a little cold for shirtless time though,
Yeah,
right?
that is
like,
true.
Kind of missed
That
the
is
moment.
true. We kind of
there.
did, yeah. Maybe next summer.
Yes.
First day, where it's like the snow melts and everything.
Right.
I'll just be outside and just
Right.
bear it all.
Yeah.
Not all.
Right, almost.
You know,
Yeah. There's
Half.
snow. There's snow coming to Minnesota this weekend. That's a fact. That's a fact. Not coming to the Twin Cities. It is going to be very
Confirmed.
cold. It's going to be very cold in the Twin Cities this weekend.
Oh, Ian, say it ain't so.
Yep.
Say it ain't so. I'm not
Yep.
ready for it yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it yet. I like snow on
Yeah.
Christmas.
You're
know?
right, right.
You ever had a snowy Christmas?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah, you've lived in New York and stuff like that,
I've had
or
a snowy
Chicago,
Christmas.
yeah, for
Yeah, but it's different here.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
snow as much here in other. It just gets very, very, very
cold.
It's the wind and everything.
Yeah.
So. But the changing weather, this means that deer season for Minnesota kicks off on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people out there. They love this stuff.
It's a big deal. Minnesota has a gigantic hunting community. A deer probably, I would assume the favorite target for said hunting community. So it's a huge deal around here, man. I've never hunted. I've never even shot a gun before.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy. I feel like I'm in the minority here in Minnesota. But it's a really big deal for all of our fellow outdoorsmen out there. Is it Grace cutting the show today? Is it Paul? Who's cutting the show? Have either of you fired a gun? Have you ever fired a gun, Paul? Have you ever hunted an animal?
I've never hunted, but I've definitely shot a gun. I got asked when I was on a shoot down in Mississippi once. They were like, "You want to shoot a turtle?" And I was like, "No, thank you very much. I'll be fine."
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity, but I didn't follow through. But, yeah.
The Millgate Southern accent is just it's
on point.
It's on point. Yes. What's that?
Chef's kiss.
It was a chef's kiss, yes. Turtle is actually very good. I've had turtle before.
Really? Like turtle soup?
Yes, I've never had venison before. That's deer, right?
Yeah,
Deer, yeah.
Deer's
So,
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people, sometimes if they'll hang them up in their house and stuff.
right.
If it's, I don't know, I think it's the points is off the antlers. Maybe we should get a hunter on our outdoorsman on to explain all of this to us. But I think it's a point system based off of the antlers.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I'm all, if you're actually using it, using all the parts of the deer, eating it and everything like that, I'm all for it. Go do your thing, man.
Yes, yeah. We got to try that. I think Randy Meyer, when he was did a quiz the master, he was mentioned that he's super into the outdoorsy game.
Really?
And everything. So maybe we can bring him back and talk about
Randy.
deer season that's kicking off on Saturday in Minnesota. It's a big thing.
Randy
so
seems like he's a good shot.
Yes, it probably is a good shot. Also had a good shot were those burglars that went into the Louvre Museum.
They had their shot.
They had their shot.
They hit the shot originally. It was
sure
almost.
did.
It was like when it swirls around in the rim. It was like halfway down in the rim, and then they got caught and it rimmed out.
Yep. But the password to get into the most exclusive, most visited museum in the world It turned out it was just Louvre.
Really? Just Louvre?
That was the password.
Just capital L at least?
I don't know.
Just Louvre.
That's it. That's how easy it was.
Maybe it's so simple they think that nobody would ever think of it.
Right.
But you can't take that risk. You got to at least put an exclamation point in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Make the O a 0 or something like that. How are they even allowed to do that? Most things don't even let you make a password that simple anymore.
Right. I know.
That's incredible.
Tougher to get into this building than it is to get into the Louvre. Tougher to get into the studio than it is to get into the Louvre.
Literally. Props to those thieves for, I guess, because sometimes it's the simple solution that is the easiest one to have. But I can't believe that.
Are you a big, like, I'm not asking for your actual password, but like are you like one of those people? I see these people, they got like 30 character long passwords.
Yeah,
like,
sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Then I'll either forget it.
Right.
Which I'll have to just reset it again.
And then it's annoying.
And it's super annoying. And then it tells you, my pet peeve with passwords is to put in a password, it'll say it's not your password. Then you change your password, then you put that password, and then it says you can't use an old password. It's like, well, I thought that wasn't my freaking password.
That's right.
But sometimes I do have the super duper long one. I've done that in the past, but it's so annoying to just constantly do that. But I do feel a little bit more safe that way.
Yeah. They say you're supposed to change your password every few months. Like,
really?
That's what the experts do say. I think we did a segment on this several months ago about this. I forgot
the beginning of the show.
That's right. That's right. So it's kind of wild.
Are you a long password guy? Elaborate password guy? Do you have? I feel like all of us have like a set amount of that we use for all these different websites. Like if it's not this one, then it's this one. If it's not that one, then it's that one. You know?
I'm trying. I think it's probably like 15 to 17 characters long, so it's easy to remember. But it can be a little time consuming. But I know that it's it's good in there. So it's good. Just like the is this a kimono?
This is indeed.
It's a kimono. Everybody,
kimono,
look at this. Look at this.
AKA yukata.
Yukata.
It is, it's beautiful. It's silky.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it would. It's like $8.
Oh.
It's silky.
Okay.
High quality.
Yes.
Tiger style.
Yes.
Embracing the eye of the tiger. Trying to, the kimono style. Nobody else is doing it like me. Mm-hmm. Name another brother out here that's wearing the kimono.
Literally nobody.
Literally nobody.
Not in Minnesota, for
Not
sure.
in Minnesota.
No. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
So this, I'm out here. It's my style. And this is how I want to dress when I was a kid.
Yes.
Watching anime, watching old samurai movies. I'm like, I would watch old blaxploitation movies. I see the guys with the afros doing kung fu and whatnot. Still don't know any kung fu. Got to live up to that part of my childhood ideal.
Yeah.
But I'm dressing like how I want to. I got the hairstyle I want to, and I'm talking smack on TV and radio like I wanted to.
I love it. All I wanted to wear was a black T-shirt growing up.
And you're doing
that's
that.
what I do. Yeah.
You're doing that.
Well, it was good.
You're rocking the Twins. You're
This is the Minnesota team I support the
hopefully
most.
Bringing some Dodger good luck.
That's right.
To our franchise.
I support the Twins and Cretin, Durham, and St. Thomas. Those are my three top Minnesota teams I support. It was great going up. We just wear a uniform to school. You didn't have to think about what you'd have to wear.
Yeah.
Just
there is some benefits
polo,
to that.
The khakis,
right.
Whatever.
You miss out on kind of like, the getting to dress yourself, but then nobody's judging anybody.
There's no judgment. And then the free dress days, it was always an In-N-Out T-shirt.
Right.
Always
Every the In-N-Out. You got a bunch of In-N-Out T-shirts?
I used to have a collection of like 30.
Really?
So, those were like when I was a kid. I've got like probably 6 or 7 now. Wow. But yeah, but some I don't even wear because I like them in the bag. So I did bring the one in here. Yes.
The people's elbow on.
You did drop the people, and the Timberwolves did take care of the Lakers, but not this. The Lakers 2-0 against the Timberwolves this season. Nobody's counting.
The Lakers on a friggin' 5-game win streak.
And they just beat the Spurs last night.
Yeah,
they just beat the Spurs.
An early contender for game of the year.
Yes,
super duper exciting finish to that game.
Yes.
Timberwolves not so lucky last night.
Not so lucky in New York, but they're coming back home. They're at home tomorrow night. Okay, today's show. The FAA flight reductions at 40 airports nationwide, and they're all the big boy airports. This isn't Bemidji. Shout out to all our viewers in Bemidji. This is MSP, LGA, ORD, LAX, SFO. These are the big guys that are getting hit. So this is a big deal.
And this is going to have a huge ripple effect on we just heard it from someone that was in the industry yesterday.
Yep.
This is one of the busiest times of the year. It's Black Friday, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas right around the corner, New Year's as well. So this is going to have some huge ripple effects across the country.
Yep. We're going to be talking to our friend Gunnar Olsen from the Thrifty Traveler podcast about that. Then Hope Walz, the first daughter of Minnesota, right? The daughter of the governor.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about that. There's the
Sure
first
is.
daughter. Yeah.
The first daughter. She'll be joining us live, not in studio. She'll be in Montana, but talking to her all about her experiences on the campaign trail and whatnot. That'll be good. And then
yeah, should be fun.
That'll be great. And then a conversation. The Minneapolis public schools, their teachers could go on strike next week.
Yeah.
So we talked to one of those teachers and kind of got the lowdown in regards to what's happening.
For sure, and that's obviously a huge deal. We want all of our teachers to be fairly compensated. So we want to make sure to broadcast what they want to the people and how the progress of those negotiations.
How about a shout out to your favorite teacher at Eastview High School?
Man, honestly, I will. Shout out to Miss Carberry. She's one of the few teachers, probably maybe the only teacher I can think of off the top of my head that ever favored me.
Oh.
You know? A lot of teachers respected me. They mostly pleaded with me, Max, you're a smart kid. Why are you like this?
Yeah.
Why are you such a demon? Why are you such a terrorist?
No,
why
they didn't say
Why
that.
do you talk so much?
They didn't say
Why are you such a troublemaker? Please.
Welcome back. The federal government shut down. It's entered its 37th day. If we would have put an over-under on this, I would not. The over would have hit by now.
Yeah, it would have cashed big time by now because it's the longest government shutdown in history and counting.
And counting. And one of the biggest areas that's impacted by this is air travel. TSA agents, air traffic controllers, they're working without pay. And the FAA announced today that beginning tomorrow, there will be flight reductions at 40 airports nationwide, including MSP. Here to tell us more about this news is the host of the Thrifty Traveler podcast, Mr. Gunnar Olsen. What's up, Gunnar? How are you?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you joining us. Can you tell us about this flight reductions announcement and what that means for air travelers, particularly those flying out tomorrow for a weekend getaway?
Yeah, well, I'm one of them, so I've got my fingers crossed as well for this weekend. But basically what happened was yesterday, the federal government or the Trump administration said, airlines, you have about 24 hours to figure out how you're going to take out 10% of your schedule. So what's going to happen is starting tomorrow morning, it's not going to be 10% all at once, but there's going to be kind of a gradual decline of flights out of most of these major 40 airports, MSP included. So I think the brunt of the cuts are going to be in kind of the Northeast corridor, Boston, New York, DC, probably a little bit in Southern California too, like the busiest areas. And then Chicago, Atlanta, we'll see some pretty significant cuts as well. But I think the airlines are just trying to figure out a schedule that works for as many people as possible. And that's unfortunately going to mean the cancellation of a lot of flights. They have said the big long-haul international flights aren't going to be touched in this. So hopefully your big trip to Europe, if you've got one in the next week or so, is still on schedule. But there's going to be a lot of pain at airports over the next few days, and hopefully people aren't caught up in it.
So do you anticipate, you mentioned there that the big international flights aren't going to be affected. Is this going to affect kind of people maybe trying to travel back home to some smaller town places?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the regional flights, those really small regional jets, the ones that seat like 70 people flying to and from rural communities, the little flights we have from MSP all over northern Minnesota and North Dakota and South Dakota, I think some of those could be in peril. Not every single one of them, but I think those are going to be the first ones to go because the airlines don't want to touch the big long haul ones that they're making a ton of money on. They don't want to touch the ones that are going from major hub airport to major hub airport. So that just kind of leaves the little guys, unfortunately. And the weird part is those little regional jets take up just as much airspace as the big jumbo jets do. So by reducing a few of those, they can actually reduce fewer seats and the same amount of flights. So sadly, our friends in rural areas might be the ones hit hardest by this.
Gunnar, if you are kind of hit hard by this at an airport, what rights do you have as a traveler if your flight is delayed or canceled? Do these rules just kind of run the gamut no matter what airline you're flying?
Yeah, so there's a rule. The U.S. law is that if your flight is canceled, no matter what airline you're flying, as long as it touches U.S. soil, if your flight is canceled, you are due a refund if you want it. The other case would be if they rebook you and you accept that rebooking and take that flight, then you are no longer eligible for the refund. So if if you're flying down to New Orleans on Delta from Minneapolis and they cancel your flight and they reroute you through Atlanta, if you take that connection through Atlanta and take that flight to New Orleans, you're no longer eligible for the refund. But if they change your flight and it really doesn't work for you and you just want to scrap the trip or just take the money, you are due a refund. Make sure you go get it though. You do have to request it. The airlines are also issuing travel waivers for this week. American, Delta, and United have all allowed you to change your flight without a change fee or without even the fare difference in most cases. So you can just pick the flight that you want. So that's giving everybody a little more flexibility if you're flying one of the big carriers. If you're flying the low-cost carriers, if you're on Spirit or Sun Country, you might be SOL when it comes to your flight out if it gets canceled.
Gunnar, for all the procrastinators out there who haven't maybe got their tickets yet and then they want to travel in the coming weeks here, how do you think this is going to affect flight prices?
It's an interesting point. I think because there are fewer flights in the sky, fewer seats usually means higher prices. But are there going to be enough people who are spooked by this and maybe say, I'm out, I'll try and fly again, maybe in December, maybe next year? That could be the case. So that could open up some spots as well. We'll see where the dust settles. If this thing lasts enough weeks in a row here where we're kind of getting into the Thanksgiving travel season, I mean, first of all, that's going to be a total mess. And second of all, it could lead to some good kind of last minute deals for people if they really know where to look.
Gunnar, is there a particular time to fly that maybe you're going to have a less risk of a delay or cancellation? I think that there's this old adage, and I subscribe to the theory of the first flight out is usually the most on time. Is that actually true, or is that just kind of an urban myth, if you will?
No, it is true. I've crunched the numbers on this. The first flight of the day is always the most likely to operate, and it goes down a few percentage points every hour throughout the day. The last flight of the day is always the worst. So I always recommend, especially when they've issued travel waivers like this, go rebook yourself on the first flight of the day. Yeah, it really stinks getting up in the 4s and the 5s to get to the airport for that 6 a.m. flight, but you're going to get to where you want to go more often than not when you fly that first one of the day. That's what I did for my trip. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going home to Chicago, and I rebooked myself right on the first flight of the day, and I'll be up before the sun, but I suspect I'm going to get to Chicago. So it's always worth it. I recommend, especially when delays and cancellations are popping up in times like this, go get that first flight.
Gunnar, do you think it's at this point, do you think people should maybe look at alternatives to flying possibly, or do you think it's still better to probably take the risk of buying a flight at this point? Because, I mean, should people look into maybe renting a car or taking a train to their destination?
Yeah, if an alternative is there for you, I'd recommend having as many options as you can. And that includes alternate flights. So go book yourself a totally refundable flight. It's going to cost you a little bit more. But if you have a refundable flight next to the one you've already booked and your flight gets canceled at the last minute, then at least you have something. You can go get the refund for your old flight. You have your new one. Make sure you set yourself a reminder to not forget to cancel the refundable one, though, so you're not just using it as a burner ticket and still having to fit the bill in the end. But leave yourself as many options as you can in times like this. It's always good to have a backup plan. If you can rent a car and go, that might make sense for you, especially for a shorter trip.
Gunnar, what's the best pizza spot in Chicago for all the people out there?
Oh my gosh, don't do this. I'm going to have half the city coming after me. I'm going to have the whole city coming after me. There's no answer to this question that's not going to get me in trouble. But, if you're visiting, just go to Lou Malnati's. They're going to do you right there. You'll do just fine.
What happened to Pequod's? Gunnar?
I'm trying to keep the secrets. That's why I don't want the locals all over me, man. They're coming for you if you give away their secrets.
They will. Pequod's is excellent pizza. Excellent pizza. Gunnar, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the insights. All the best to you, and hopefully you get everything safe this weekend to Chicago and back.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, thank you.
I love how you asked that question with you answer that you wanted in mind. You wanted a confirmation.
I wanted an answer.
What you like.
Right, yeah. What I like, and all my Chicago, what they like. I wanted to make sure everybody was aligned here.
The target on Gunnar's back now.
I know. It's like if somebody asked you, like, where's the best Juicy Lucy in town?
You can't even.
You probably have probably have a spot.
I got a spot. Yeah, but it's confidential.
Oh,
you don't want people to know about it.
See, it's not crooked pints.
No, it's a heated debate. Hey, it's a heated debate. I would have, if I said it, we'd have to bleep it out.
Yes.
You know, like we'd have to edit it off, the strike it from the record, delete the tape, because it's you know, you want to keep your spot, you want your spot healthy, you want some healthy foot traffic in there, but you don't want everybody knowing about it.
Right. And I'm sure there's great Juicy Lucy's in St. Paul and in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And they probably have a Juicy Lucy off between the two.
Yeah. I wonder if there's got to be like a Juicy Lucy off.
That's what I'm saying.
At some point in the Twin Cities, so we can finally just settle this debate. Maybe we should have it right here.
Hey, I'm down for this. I'm down for this.
I'm actually super down for this. Remember this.
Yeah.
Let's have a Juicy Lucy tournament. We haven't made a good excuse to eat food on the show in a long time.
Yes, you're right.
We had a good little streak there going for a long time.
You're absolutely right.
We had the delicious food in Diwali. That's the last time we had some food.
That's right. We
got to start having more.
And those were the Diwali was great. It was like kind of like snacks though. Yeah, it wasn't like a meal. It wasn't
again.
We had that bar from Hopkins come in. Remember that? Yeah.
Oh,
and the Sambusas.
You missed the chili when you were gone.
The chili was
for the Gophers. Oh,
that was good.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I'm sure that was really good.
It was absolutely good. We got to have food segments.
Are you a big airport? Speaking of airports, and you know, if you get delayed or whatever, sometimes you end up at a restaurant. Like no.
I don't know. I airports, movie theaters, places where food is traditionally overcharged.
Yep.
I just can't do it. I'll be hungry. You know, I will go hungry. I will wait because I every single time you end up regretting it.
Yeah.
Even if you go the cheap route, you're like, okay, I'll just get a cheap little cheeseburger, but then it was $5 and you're like, I paid $5 for that.
Yeah.
I paid $5 for that.
Yeah.
You're gonna think about it all day. I will starve.
Yeah.
I usually you know, McDonald's sometimes you gotta go there.
Yeah.
If it's a real long flight,
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta go there. You can't rely on the airline foods, and sometimes airlines don't even feed you. I found that out earlier.
That's
year.
right. But you're not a proponent of bringing the food on the plane. I mean, this is a hot topic. There's a lot.
That's a different thing.
Yes.
That's a different thing. Don't bring the food on the plane.
No, especially then you're like sitting on the tarmac and you're delayed, and then everybody's smelling it.
Just like smack it on the food, and it's just like, or if you make the homemade food, please don't bring that.
No.
Please don't bring that on the plane. That's just foul.
Yeah.
That's just foul, man.
Yeah.
Don't bring homemade food.
Yeah.
Don't lean back.
Yeah.
And then and don't stank. Then we're all good.
Like Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Like Steve Jobs.
He did. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
But Gunnar said if you want a last minute trip to Tokyo, you should be good. Like you said, international trips not affected.
All right, cool. You convinced me. All right, here we go. I'm gonna book it.
Look into that. Maybe Hope Walz can bring you on the private the Walz campaign jet.
Wow, I mean that would be awesome.
All the way to Tokyo.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty sweet. I bet their flights aren't delayed.
Their flights are probably not delayed. Maybe we'll get to ask her. Hope Walz, the first daughter of Minnesota, she'll be joining us next. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back with Hope Walz. Back here on the afternoon shift. Max went away. Grace is here. This is one of your friends we got coming on next.
I don't know if I can call her a friend, but she is on my TikTok For You page all the time.
Yes.
We have Hope Walz joining us, the daughter of Governor Walz. How are you doing today, Hope?
Hi, it's so good to see you guys. I'm here on Zoom, so sorry if my camera's a little weird.
It looks great, Hope. It looks great.
Perfect.
We really appreciate you joining us. I know you're joining us from Montana. Hope, can you just take us kind of behind the curtains? What's it like to have your father running for vice president last year? What was that all like? I'm sure it was a whirlwind because it all happened real quick.
Yeah, I think it was as much of a surprise to all of us as it probably was, like, to my family as it was to everyone else. So it was definitely a whirlwind. Everyone kind of knows the timeline, but we definitely just got thrown into it. And we kind of all decided when it happened that we were just going to take things as they came and tried to kind of roll with the punches. But it was definitely crazy, to put it lightly.
Did you feel a pressure on you to, act a certain way or be a certain way? Or was it still just kind of like hanging out with Dad, but he was, running for, one of the biggest positions he'll ever run for?
Yeah, I think it was an experience that not very many people have ever gone through or will ever go through. And we very much just tried to have fun with it. There was definitely that pressure, but we made a decision early on that I was going to travel with my dad to keep things maybe a little bit more normal. And so we would, order dinner and watch sports and try to keep things as normal as possible. And the people around us were really awesome with kind of alleviating that pressure. So all we had to do was kind of show up, and all he had to do was show up and do what he needed to do.
All right, you're talking about eating dinner and watching sports with your dad. Who are his diehard teams, and what are some of his go-to meals when he's on the road?
Yeah, we ate a lot of burgers, like so many burgers. And there was one point where we're like, we can't do another milkshake, like no more milkshakes. And then of course, like all Minnesota sports, Vikings, Twins, Timberwolves. I think the Olympics were on at the beginning of the campaign last year. I remember sitting in like a hotel room in Phoenix watching the U.S. women's national team, the soccer team. And we just looked at each other and started laughing. We're like, how is this our life? But we made the most of it, I think.
Very cool.
That's so cool. As a daughter of Governor Walz, what's it like seeing your dad go through triumphs, but also, losing the election last year? Like, what is that like emotionally, just being his daughter and seeing your father go through something like that?
Yeah, I think this is like gonna sound crazy, and I've said it to a couple people before, but right after President Biden dropped out and they kind of started Veep stakes, they like to call it, I just like had this feeling that it was gonna be him. I don't know like how to describe it, but I just like had this feeling. I don't know if it was like a positive or negative feeling, but just a feeling. And so it sort of felt kind of right, like it was maybe where he was supposed to be at that time. And then obviously no one plans to lose, but that is what happened, and I'm not any less proud of him and the work he's done, and seeing him just come back to Minnesota and like move forward and try to do good for the state and the country in turn has been a really fun thing to watch. And obviously he's running again now, and we're really excited about that. We love Minnesota, and so like staying was never a punishment. It was we love it here. I'm in Montana, but I still call Minnesota home.
We definitely want to get into Governor Walz's re-election bid next year, but just back to last year, your interactions with Vice President Kamala Harris, her husband Doug, her kids. What were those like on the trail, and have you kept in touch with any of them since that election season has been over?
Yeah, I mean, they are all wonderful. And we were all kind of on like different paths during the election. They had us kind of all separated and everywhere. But when we did interact with them, they were just amazing, and her kids are so fun. And Ella and I, her stepdaughter, were mutuals on social media and like follow and comment on each other's stuff. And it just, not very many people really understood what we were going through. So to have their family next to ours, and they were able to kind of guide us because they were in that position of vice president the 4 years before, was really special.
You mentioned social media. You've kind of been blowing up on TikTok. Like I said, you're on my For You page all the time. And you've been using your platform, for talking about politics, but also talking about fit checks. And people are calling you, kind of the voice of Gen Z politics in a way. What is it like, posting these things? And why do you try to use your platform to talk about politics?
Yeah, well, I think I posted my first TikTok. It might even be a year ago to the day.
Wow.
It was like 2 or 3 days after the election. And I never really thought that it would turn into anything. I just figured that a lot of people were grieving and a lot of people were worried about us personally. And I'm like, okay, I'll just make a video and say that we're all okay and that it's going to all be okay, because I believe that. And it kind of just turned into something way bigger than, I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But I think it's really cool to be a voice in this space. And I think there's so many really cool voices in this space. And it's just fun to be able to kind of do my own thing on my own terms, and work to kind of create the future that me and so many other young people want.
Hope Walz, you're a voice within the Democratic Party here. My next question, right now, it seems like the Democratic Party's at a little bit of a turning point, if you will.
Yeah.
You just see today, Representative Nancy Pelosi announcing she won't be seeking re-election. She's going to be retiring. And then in New York, you see Zohran Mamdani winning the New York City mayoral race.
Yeah.
A Democrat, not in the sense of the traditional sense of the word.
Yeah.
What's your sort of read on the state of the Democratic Party today?
Yeah, well, I think after Tuesday, and I think my dad said some of this as well, like we're the party with a big tent, all different types of Democrats. And like progressives won on Tuesday, and there's space for everybody, and there's somebody for everybody, and it's not going to be one person who comes and saves us. It's going to be all of these voices. You kind of just have to find the people that speak to you and like do the work that speaks to you. And it's really exciting. I was at Nancy Pelosi's like swearing in for speaker when she was the first female speaker, and must have been 2008, maybe it was. And then obviously like with this stuff in New York, it's super exciting. And I mentioned stuff about the governorships in New Jersey and Virginia. And it just seems like it's a really good opportunity to lean into progressive policy and just like hammer the messages that we know are winning messages home.
You know, you split your time between Montana and Minnesota.
Yeah.
What makes Minnesota so special in your eyes?
Yeah, I think it's the people. There is just such a sense of community. Even being in Montana, I say Minnesota is my home, and I think it will always be. Just because of the people. I feel like no matter where I go, you're going to find kindness and acceptance, and it's obviously a beautiful state. And I just think everybody wants the best for each other, and it's just something I very much admire and love.
Your passion for Minnesota is very clear. You mentioned earlier, your father's running for governor again next year. Do you plan to join him on the campaign trail next year? And how do you see that one shaking out?
Yeah, that's currently to be determined. My lease here is up in May, and so that is kind of in the talks. I think that'd be something that I would love to do, and we've kind of become this team. We didn't really mean for it to happen that way, but it did, and I think it's clear that there's power in that. So I think you'll be seeing me quite a bit.
Do you want a career in politics? Is this what you want to do with the rest of your life? Or do you see yourself taking your career trajectory somewhere else?
Yeah, I think being in elected office is maybe not my path, but my dad always says, don't say no to a job you haven't been offered yet. So there's always a possibility, but I really do love like working on the social media side of things as well as like the campaign side of things. So I think I'll definitely be involved in some way, maybe just not like for myself.
Hope, there's a lot of people out there that feel like they know your dad on a very intimate, personal level. What's one thing that you feel like people should know about him that maybe they don't already?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe people know this, but what you see of him is who he is. There's not any kind of like mask on. When he's, out on the trail or doing events or posting videos on social media, that is really who he is. And also he might get mad at me for saying this. He's really good at Clash of Clans, like really, really good at Clash of Clans. Scary good.
How much time does he spend on that game?
He's cut down, but too much.
It's awesome.
Our co-host wanted me to ask you, does your dad ever do anything to embarrass you?
I think everything he does is probably to embarrass me.
Hope, one more thing while we have you, while you're here. It's just such a unique position that you're in, being the child of a very prominent politician. I got to ask, have you ever met Barron Trump? If so, what's he like?
I have not. They kept us pretty separated from the other two this past like last fall. I don't think I had any interactions with either of those candidates or their families, which I'm kind of okay with, to be honest.
I hear you. I hear you. Hope Walz, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. You're an inspiration to so many, and Grace, well done, and thank you for making this happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Hope. We really appreciate the time, and
thank you guys.
Good luck with everything this upcoming year.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good one.
All right. Take care, Hope. Thank you.
Bye.
What an awesome interview, and so pleasant, and out in Montana joining us. That was great.
Yeah, I didn't realize, she's only been on TikTok for about a year or so. I mean, she has over 500,000 followers, which is a lot of followers to get in such a short period of time. So, yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to hear from politicians' families. I feel like we hear a lot from them, but, the people in their tight circles, it's always cool to hear their perspectives.
No doubt. No doubt. There is some news in Minnesota that's happening right now. The Minneapolis public schools teachers, they might be going on strike next week. So we're going to talk to one of those representatives and get the lowdown on all of that. Don't go anywhere. The afternoon shift continues after this. Education. It's something that's in the news recently, and now the Minneapolis Federation of Educators, they might be going on strike soon.
Unfortunately, this seems like something that's happening all the time lately, and it's super unfortunate. Let's get these teachers the money that they deserve.
No doubt, no doubt. Here to tell us more is an MPS special education assistant, Michael Herb. Michael, welcome to the afternoon shift. How are you?
Thank you. I'm feeling hopeful and powerful, and really excited that we're moving towards doing the best things for our students and our families and our community.
Right on. Can you tell us more about the situation that you all are facing right now?
Yes, we started negotiations with our employer, the Minneapolis Public Schools, I believe last April, and we've unfortunately seen little progress from April up until the point where we had to file for a mediation and have our members take a strike vote a few weeks ago. At this point, talks have sped up as we have a strike date approaching, and that's just what we had to do to get to this point.
What are some of the things that are sticking points for the Minnesota educators?
The top thing that, so we like to say we have 3 contracts, 2 chapters, 1 union. We have the adult basic education contract. Their main sticking point was pay parity. I'm happy to let everyone know that is a win. For the teachers contract, the birth through 22, the biggest thing was something that we were fighting for, that our families have also asked for. I'm also a parent of Minneapolis public school kids, and our students are sitting in classrooms of 40 students at times. So we've been fighting hard to have smaller classrooms sizes and enforceable language, so that if a class does become overpopulated, we can solve the issue and have smaller class sizes for our students that are more conducive to learning. And then for my chapter, the education support professionals, we are hourly educators. We were just looking for living wages. Last year, after everything was taken out of my paychecks, even though I work every single school day with our students of high needs, I come home with about $20,000 a year. So we're just looking for improvements for what we're bringing home to our families, so this job can be sustainable and we can stick with it as our expertise grows.
That is, thank you for sharing all of that, Michael, and being so forthright with that. You mentioned that you're really in the special education department. Can you talk about how larger classroom sizes are really negatively impacting those students that do have special education needs?
Sure. When our class sizes or caseloads are larger, and we don't have the appropriate numbers of staff to support, it really inhibits the ability for our students to have inclusive environments at school. If there's not enough staff, it's hard to support them going into general ed classrooms where they can be with their peers. It puts us in situations where we have to make decisions between attending to very high needs or lower needs of more students at once. It makes really hard decisions for us to provide the amount of care and education that we are there to do. And it's hard when you care so much to be limited by resources.
All the things that you guys are asking for seem like pretty reasonable things to me. I guess what has kind of the response been? Why haven't those needs been met?
Well, it all comes down to money, and we're figuring out where we can find the money, where it can be moved around, what can be done to make these things happen. We believe that if we invest heavily into our educators, into our students' learning conditions, it will help increase the number of students who are coming into Minneapolis Public Schools, which would help increase more revenue into the schools. So we want an investment to be made into Minneapolis Public Schools. We are here fighting for Minneapolis Public Schools and our students. And I think we're starting to see some of the same ideas coming across the table.
Michael, you all have filed an intent to strike. The earliest possible date on that is November 11th. That's next week. What does that look like? What does it mean if you go on strike? What would that entail, and how would that impact the students?
When we go on strike, we don't go to work. We show up on the picket line, and we have support of the community. We keep the bargaining team stays working like crazy with the district to try to get this solved so we can get back into the classrooms, because that's where we want to be. That's why we are fighting so hard, is to make this a thing we can do sustainably. So going on strike, it's no fun. Nobody wants to do it, but that's the fight we're willing to take. That's the risk we're willing to take to see our schools be all they can be for our students.
Now you mentioned at the top of the conversation that you're feeling hopeful, and that put a smile on our faces for sure that you guys are feeling hopeful ahead of the potential strike. How close? I don't know if you can even speak to this, but how close do you think like the negotiations are right now?
We've had some very decent wins and agreements. We're not 100% there across all the chapters at this point. Our members are ready to go, so that is helping move things along here. We're ready to go, but we don't want to, but we're ready. So knowing that is the truth, that's really helping things happen here at Davis Center today.
Michael, where can people learn more about these issues and learn more about what's facing you all right now?
The easiest way is probably to go to the MFE Facebook or Instagram. We post a lot of information about bargaining. There are links there to click on to learn more there. Talk to, we have so many Minneapolis teachers here in our city who live here and work here. Talk to your neighbors. I'm positive everybody has a neighbor who is an educator or employed by Minneapolis Public Schools. Have a conversation with them. Talk to your kids' teachers. That's the best way, just so we're all talking about it, so we all know and we can get the real understanding of what things are like in our schools and how we can work to make them better.
Michael Herb, the MPS Special Education Assistant. Michael, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time for hearing us today.
Absolutely.
Good luck out there.
Yeah, what a situation that is, and hopefully we can get a resolution here soon.
Yeah,
so,
for sure, man. Teachers are the pillars of our society. We wouldn't be able to have any of the things that we have. They raise our kids.
Yep.
They prepare them for the future, and they change thousands and thousands and thousands of lives every single year. So the last thing that they should be feeling like is that they're in need or want of anything. So it's a damn shame, and hopefully they can get what they deserve.
And class sizes of 40 kids is
it's ridiculous.
That's a lot of kids.
It's ridiculous.
That's a lot of kids. More to come from the afternoon shift after this. Welcome back to the afternoon shift. It is 3:54. We're looking ahead to our 4 o'clock hour, Max.
Yes, sir, but we can't do that without looking to the past and recapping what we've already done. We've already accomplished a lot, Adam.
That's
we're not
right.
we're not trying to take a victory lap.
That's right.
Or anything like that,
That's
but
right.
we've had a full full hour worth of content. That included Gunnar Olsen from the Thrifty
Yes.
Traveler.
Yes. One of my favorites. One of my favorite Minnesota media members, Gunnar Olsen.
Yeah.
For real, I'm not even joking.
He's great.
He's very insightful and the go-to for everything travel. He's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. And all those FAA delays and reductions in flights all around the country. It's going to be a serious deal for everybody on both ends of the travel. We're working at airports and people trying to travel through them.
No doubt. We had the first daughter of Minnesota, Hope Walz.
Yeah, how did that go?
It went well. Shout out to Grace. That was a great booking by Grace.
Yeah, it was incredible. Some guys knocked on the door. I was getting ready for the interview. Some guys in suits, ties, and black shades.
Yes.
Said, why don't you come with us for the next 13 to 15 minutes?
Okay, yeah.
And I was just like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
My mom told me not to follow strangers into dark vans and stuff, but they said, why don't you take a seat during this interview?
Interesting.
So I don't know what all that was about. You guys didn't.
No,
I didn't set that up.
No, there was nothing. I didn't get screened or anything before that one. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I did.
Were those some like Secret Service agents?
Maybe.
Or
Big Walls.
Big Walls.
Big Walls were. They came. The walls closed.
The walls were closing in.
Walls closed in.
You ever met Governor Walz before?
I have not. I have not met Governor Walz before.
Yeah.
I met Mayor Jacob Fry.
That's right.
In passing one time, I gave him bunny ears. Because I'm childish. I was running late. I was late for the train.
Yeah.
I was running home one day, leaving the radio station.
Yeah.
And I'm running, and I see a group of people, cameras and everything like that. And I'm like, who is this guy? Like, I couldn't see from far away. I'm just like, I didn't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
And I didn't have insurance at the time, so I didn't have glasses.
Yeah.
So I was just like, wearing my fake imaginary glasses. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I don't recognize this guy. And why is all these cameras around him?
Yeah.
And then as I get closer, I'm like, oh my God. That's the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry. And then I'm super late for my train.
Yep.
Just split seconds away from missing the train. Every second counts. And I'm sprinting. Then I run right past this crowd where he's like going around giving a tour of Minneapolis. And he's got no security, anything like that. Gotta give him credit.
Just a dude.
He's just a dude. He just came out. A dude with a camera crew around him.
Sure.
But no security, anything like that. So I'm running past him, and then I was like, man, I can't just tell people. That's not a good story.
Yeah.
That's kind of the basis, my motivation for almost everything that I do in my life.
Yeah.
Is this a good story later on?
Yep.
So it's not a good story to just say I ran past the mayor
Yep.
and then said, oh, hey, what up, Jacob? Or something like that.
Yeah.
How's it going? I'm running Minneapolis.
How's your short game?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying none of that.
Yeah.
And so I ran. I was just like, what can I do? And I made a split-second decision. And there was some camera people behind him as well, so I gave him the old bunny ears, childish, elementary school style, like you used to do to your buddies back on yearbook day. Give him the old bunny ears. But then I was doing it, but I was so late for my train that I only could stop for 2 seconds.
Sure.
So I started giving him the bunny ears as I was running away.
Yeah.
I actually almost got ran over by a car.
Oh.
I was too committed to the bit.
Oh.
I think they got that on camera as well. But as I was running away, I was still giving him the bunny ears, but the photographer took a picture at a particular time. So it looked like I was running him away, giving him a peace sign. So kind of, and it was actually ended up being published in the Star Tribune. One of the listeners to KFN was like, is this you in the Star Tribune? And I was like, oh my God. And if you made it like black and white, it would look like a political photo.
Oh.
Like it looked like I was making a political statement. I really wasn't. I was just being immature and childish.
Yeah.
It wasn't an endorsement or I guess an unendorsement. I was just being childish and giving him the bunny ears, but it looked like I was doing like a get out of here, Jacob kind of thing. Made the train, by the way. So I still had time for my tomfoolery and made the trains.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, maybe,
so I haven't met Governor Walz. Long answer.
Maybe there will be a meeting of the minds.
Maybe
between media, Minnesota media stalwarts like yourself and the mayor of Minneapolis.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I would love to. I mean, you're friends with former Mayor Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the political. Grace is friends with Hope Walz and Supreme Court judges. I mean, I feel left out. I'm the only one that's not friends with. Who are you friends with, Paul? You got any?
I don't think I've got
friends in high places.
I do know a president's granddaughter, an ex-president's granddaughter.
Okay.
I would call her a friend. She follows me on Instagram.
Oh, do you follow her back?
Yeah.
You sly dog.
You do follow her back?
Yeah.
Oh, see, what you got to do is you got to unfollow her and then make her start wondering, like, why? And then
I don't think that she's checking out, making sure that I'm there on her Instagram account.
That's right. Does she follow the afternoon
She's actually
shifts
just
Instagram account?
she's a friend of a friend.
Gotcha.
So how long has Sasha Obama followed you for?
It's not someone on that side of the aisle. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, So how long has Ivanka Trump followed you for?
That'd be a great guest on the afternoon shift.
Sure. I mean, sure.
Melania. We'll bring in the first daughter to the first lady.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Sure.
I would say yes.
I mean,
yes.
I think we kind of have to at that point. It'd be an interesting interview, nonetheless, for sure.
Yes. Has anybody ever asked? I made a joke about a short. Has anybody ever asked you, like, how's your short game? Has anybody ever?
No, nobody's ever. I'm assuming it's a golf.
It's a golf thing.
Yeah,
it's like chipping
and stuff
putting
like that.
and So
no, nobody's ever. I wonder. Nobody's ever asked me that before. Why do people assume that I don't like golf? That I'm not into golf?
I think you would be very into golf.
I think I could get into it.
That's what I'm saying.
Is there free golf courses out there?
No, but we can make some arrangements.
Yeah.
Though. We could use our Fox 9 connections.
Sure.
We can make some
I would love to get out there on the golf courses. I've never actually. The only time I ever held a golf club in my hand. Was at Top Golf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were you any good or?
I was all right. Hey, my team won.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say how much I contributed to that, but my team won, and I have a trophy to prove it.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, nobody's ever asked me my short game. Though. I'm gonna steal that though. That seems like a good.
How's your short game?
How's your short game?
Yeah. It's like an icebreaker almost. Yeah.
I like that. People, how is your short game? When's the last time you actually went out on the course?
It's been a while.
You're more into watching than playing, are you?
I'm very into watching.
Yeah.
Very into watching.
Yeah.
I didn't make it out this calendar year. I do have my clubs. I've hit in our little it's the little simulator deal, whatever. I mean, I've hit into that, but I haven't actually gotten out there into nature, which I got corrected in the office, by the way, when I said golf is great. It brings you out into nature. And somebody told me that golf courses are extremely unethical to nature, which I just don't understand how that's possible. It's all green and trees and birds. There's worm, everything is just happening. Nature is literally happening on a golf course. I don't know how that one puzzled me a little bit. Would that culprit like to speak up and,
I don't know
say their
who
piece?
could have possibly told you
There he is. There he is. Yes.
What was your question?
Golf courses are inherently nature, no?
But they're a very, very manicured nature. They're not necessarily good for the environment. Lawns in general aren't necessarily
Aren't
good for
parks
the environment.
manicured nature?
Yeah,
Isn't that the same thing?
But there's also lots of different parks, and then they carve out different portions of it to allow different sort of things to grow and let ecosystems play out. And I guess golf courses are usually a very particular type of ecosystem that doesn't support too much bug life.
Yeah, you said
maybe we get an entomologist on to chat about it. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
You took the words out of my mouth because you said we hadn't been doing food segment. I was like, where have the animal segments been?
That's
we
true.
haven't done an animal segment in
forever.
at least 2 weeks.
Right.
At least 2 weeks.
It's been a long time.
Yes. Yeah, for
No
real.
more turkeys, no more loons.
I will look at getting an entomologist on the show to chat about bugs on golf courses. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
That sounds great.
That
I'm
sounds
totally
great.
down
Right
for it.
now.
Can we get an update on Shaniqua, by the way?
Yeah,
Shaniqua's MIA.
We should have brought her on with this FAA news. What are flight attendants? This is probably messing them up.
Yeah, I would imagine that this is probably affecting them
If it's
as
still
well.
a thing next week, maybe that's a text we could send, and we can kind of
For sure.
double up
and
with
get
the
an
Shaniqua
update
thing.
on Shaniqua.
That would be great.
I miss Shaniqua.
That would be great. We do have a lot of stuff coming up here at 4 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Lauren and Drago is going to join us for the afternoon.
The afternoon
tea.
tea. It made its afternoon shift debut last week.
Right.
Nice of us to care. We weren't even there.
We
weren't even there.
weren't invited.
But we weren't invited.
Nope.
We tried to RSVP, and
Nope.
I just got the boop, 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 boop.
Yup.
It's like, you've reached the number. I mean, Lauren blacked me, Grace blacked me, but
That's
it sounds
right.
like it had rave reviews.
Yeah.
It set the world on fire, so much so we had to bring it back. And
That's right.
I think we actually got invited this time.
That's right. We talked about our least favorite TV shows, and
You had some real strong opinions.
I had very strong opinions about that. All I know is that the afternoon shift is the greatest TV show out there. I do know that much. So, you don't agree with that?
The lie detector test has determined.
I love the afternoon shift.
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
I mean, I'm
yes.
just.
Yes.
I mean, so it's a spoiler alert for the segment, but I mean, I see WOAT. I don't know what that means.
You know, my
I just see afternoon shift.
Top 5 TV shows in no particular order. The afternoon shift all day, the Fox 9 morning news, the Fox 9 5 o'clock news, and the Fox 9 9 o'clock news.
No taste buds?
Oh, shoot.
No Jason show?
That's the 10, but I just stuck,
okay,
that's top 10. Those were the 5 right there.
No,
yes.
no Record Edmund Fitzgerald?
That's a documentary, yeah.
November.
Yeah, those are docs. Yeah. I'm talking regular TV shows. That's it. Yeah. Those are my top 5.
You took the words. Do we even have to do the next segment? And we pretty much just spoiled it right there. That was my answer as well.
That was your answer.
That was Lauren's answers too.
That's right. So we will still bring in the Lauren conversation. And then Grace will be joining us again.
Yeah.
Purple Rain premiered at the State Theater last night.
Yeah, and lots of all the media luminaries in the Twin Cities were there, including the afternoon shift's own Grace Henry, who will be making her Fresh Fromatoes debut. Because not just my segment, it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And Grace will be giving a Fresh Fromatoes review on the new Prince-themed play.
Yeah, I heard it was awesome.
Rain.
I heard it was great.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of different things about it.
You didn't say it was great.
I've heard things. I have heard things. I have heard many of things.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Yeah.
In fact.
Well, it's going to be a tough crowd to please because it is a Minnesota crowd.
For
so
sure.
we got to
temper our expectations and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I've heard rave reviews. I've heard mixed reviews. I haven't heard bad reviews. I will say that.
Okay.
I haven't heard bad reviews.
Yes.
Heard mixed things.
Yeah.
To good things.
Yep.
We'll see what Grace thinks.
I think if Grace gave a bad review and we posted that to the Instagram account, I guarantee you that would be the clip that'd get us going.
Yeah, that'll get us going.
For real.
Get us to 300 followers.
So Grace.
Maybe we should start rage baiting. Get ready, Grace. Like, just hate on the play. Just hate on it.
It actually wouldn't. For real,
it would
be
great.
It wouldn't be a bad.
Let's just start rage baiting. Just hot take artists.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to get those views up.
Yes.
We need to get those views up. We need to start rage baiting.
Yes.
We need more, scantily cladness.
Right.
I won't say nudity.
Right.
That's not allowed on
That's
Instagram.
not allowed. No.
Scantily clad themed pictures.
Yes.
Maybe like a firefighter-esque calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe me and Paul can work on that.
Sure. Yes.
But we also need to have more hot takes, and we need to be haters.
Yes.
That's how you get the clicks, is hating.
Yes.
Being negative.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. I'll start being more negative.
I don't know if that's the recipe for. Maybe it is. What do I don't know anything. More to come from the afternoon. We have a very special guest. It's been a while since the three of us have all been in the same house here.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
That's right. What's up, Lauren and Drago?
So good to see you guys.
Well, yeah.
Hello. Your costumes of Lauren Andrego and Grace Henry last week were spectacular.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Which one were you?
I was Lauren.
You were Lauren?
Yeah. And you were Grace.
I was Grace. I had the Minnesota sweatshirt.
I don't know how you got a foot shorter, but you did it.
Yes. We managed.
Yeah, we got really good special effects, guys.
Good. Yeah.
What was your Halloween costume?
I went as Trinity from The Matrix this weekend, and I was feeling pretty cool about myself.
That's awesome.
It's just the leather jacket and the sunglasses. People love it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not different from your normal look when you're not on camera.
Right. Yeah. People might not know this. I just generally wear sunglasses all the time in the newsroom.
Yeah.
Right.
Leather
Yeah.
jacket,
Yeah. My
cigarette,
Harley.
Motorcycle. Yeah.
No,
Ready to
not
go.
at all. Did you guys have good Halloween weekends?
Yeah, it was fine.
It was chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
It was,
get
I
dressed
felt,
up,
it was the
yeah.
most old man I felt on Halloween.
Yeah. We're
getting to that
I felt like
point.
I'm monk status now. you
Yeah.
know?
Listen, tell me about it. I went to Purple Rain, the musical, last night, and I'm going on about 4 hours of sleep. I feel like an old lady.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Well, the play was like 4 freaking hours, wasn't it?
It was 3 hours was the total runtime. They got it down an hour. Did my mic just get unplugged? I feel like I can't hear myself
No, you're
anymore.
good.
Or my IFB or something.
You're
Maybe.
totally good.
Okay.
I think.
No,
yeah.
I think we're good.
Did you
Testing,
see?
1, 2.
Speaking of Grace Henry, did you see Grace Henry at Purple Rain last
You guys
night?
went-
No, I didn't know she was there.
What's up with that?
It was in the State Theater,
I
which
saw,
is
like,
gigantic.
Hannah Flood and Shanu were there.
Yes.
Yeah, were you there hanging out with them?
I wasn't seated next to them. I did see them.
Oh.
Spike Lee was there.
Yeah, did you see him?
Apparently, Justin Jefferson was there.
Yeah.
Apparently, Governor Walz was there.
Wow.
I didn't see any of the fancy dignitaries, but yeah, it was fun.
You didn't try
guys
to
should
get
go
an
see it.
audition for a Spike Lee role?
I should.
have.
I should
You
have.
should have.
I should have done some networking
There's
with
white
him.
people in some of his movies.
Darn it! And some of
Lots of his movies.
There will be an
yeah,
opportunity
lots
at some
of movies.
point.
They're all
Inside
over
Man.
Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I'm joking. They actually are.
They
but
are,
yeah,
yeah.
they
So,
are.
I feel like he always alternates. So that
Yes.
one movie was all just the brothers and the sisters, and then I have one with some white people sprinkle in, and then go back to the brothers and the sisters. But
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
there's a chance. You got it.
There's a chance.
Well, while you guys were gone last week, we started a segment here. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what is this segment?
It's
couldn't
called
have called?
it's called Afternoon Tea.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and so I come with a couple orders of business, just some tea that I'd like to spill with you guys. I am.
Heck yeah, jasmine, oolong. Like,
Yes.
Earl Grey.
Oh, I love Earl Grey. That's my favorite tea.
You like a London fog?
I love a London fog. It's my favorite winter drink. Wait, do you guys drink tea?
I non-caffeinated. Sleepy time.
Yeah,
sleepy
that's
time.
right.
I want to become a tea person. I haven't yet, but I want to become a tea person. A member
I'm
of the tea
surprised in
community.
Japan.
I do in Japan. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. When I'm around the world, I'm sipping tea.
Your
Like it's
pinky's
Boston, you know what I'm saying? It's party. It's party.
Well, they
time.
weren't drinking the tea in Boston.
Yeah, but it's the spirit of it.
Right. Got it. Yeah.
I don't know,
My goal.
Sorry, Webster over here.
Well,
Professor of history over here.
I just know there was like famously one thing that they did with tea.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I was in the presence.
This is a historical segment. This is an educational segment.
I know, right?
John Adams over here. Right?
Literally.
Thanks,
So
Lewis and
I'm
Clark. Yeah.
here. Lewis and Clark. Now we're just naming
I don't know if they were
historical
Bostonians.
figures.
I don't know if they were from Boston.
Maybe they
Thanks, Mark
traveled through
Wahlberg.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to spill some tea for you guys.
do it.
Just a
Yes.
couple of stories. I am really in the trenches of pop culture. I have been for a couple of years, maybe like close to my whole life. It was something I got from my mother. Maybe it's part of the reason I'm here in local news today. And I want to start with a celebrity story that has to do with Minnesota.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, are you familiar with the man?
Yeah.
Sexiest man alive. We covered this. Yeah.
I don't think he was the sexiest man alive.
Wasn't that the sexiest
No,
man
it was the
alive?
guy from Wicked.
Oh, they're all.
Ryan Reynolds probably has been voted.
He
sexiest man alive,
might
though.
be on the archived
The Power Trip
list.
got to talk to him. KFN, Power Trip Morning Show got to talk to him the other day.
So it's about the same story,
would
right?
assume.
He's
Unless there's something else happening.
So, he's an actor. He's a billionaire.
Billionaire.
Yeah.
With a B.
With a B. He's done a lot of business ventures and he's joining a new one. He's starting a wine company called Ugly Estates.
Oh.
This is a cardboard boxed wine. And the reason it's making some headlines
The
is
cheap wine.
yeah, it is on the
bags.
on the
Bag.
right.
Yeah.
These are like individual cardboard cartons
juice
of
boxes.
wine, like Beatbox. Have you heard of Beatbox?
No,
Oh my
like-
gosh. Yes.
Just like,
like
that.
that.
Also a boxed alcoholic drink. So that's what he's starting here. And he spoke to the Star Tribune. He called it an underdog wine, not something that the folks in Martha's Vineyard would necessarily be attracted to. And that's why he said he's bringing it to Minnesota.
See, what a genius. This is the exact way to
Wait
market
a
to
second.
Minnesota people.
So he's just bringing the cheap wine to Minnesota. That's his.
I think that's what some people are getting skeptical about. He said Minnesota's an underdog kind of state, so we need an underdog kind of wine. What do you guys think about that? So Ryan said
I think that's the exact way to market to Minnesotans. He's like, I'm only bringing it to you. You guys are the special ones, not the coastal elites. It's all about
Right, but it's the nasty stuff that he's bringing here.
Right, but we don't know that yet.
What do you mean you don't know?
Ryan,
It's
if you want to send me some, I'm here for you, brother.
he's watching right now.
I bet he is.
Yeah. So these have already hit the store shelves. Ugly Estates
Really?
wine. It's unclear how
go get
many
some.
states
Try it
they're
out.
going to be in. I should have brought them. That could have been our afternoon tea that we
Yeah,
spilled
literal
today.
tea.
We don't have to. Just kidding. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I was kidding too.
Right. Absolutely. Ugly Estates wine by billionaire Ryan Reynolds.
Coming to
An
Minnesota.
underdog wine for an underdog state.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
But there are more underdog states than Minnesota.
I
right?
think so too. I don't think we're the most
I want you
underdog.
guys to think,
And that's
like,
why
this isn't like the most you guys aren't the grittiest.
Right.
You know that, right?
No,
Like,
I agree.
you're right, you
Oh,
got that.
that's so true. That's so true.
Minnesota's got a lot going for it.
I know, and that's why I thought it was interesting that he called us an underdog state.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the Minnesota mentality though. We
Maybe.
think that we're underdogs.
Right.
and
Well,
therefore
and he's a
even maybe we're
Canadian.
not. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's our country cousin.
Cousins, yeah, our
Yes.
Canadian cousins. Okay, so look for that in liquor stores if you're interested. I have a question for you guys. What is the worst television show you've ever seen?
Oh, I got a bottom three.
You got
Yeah.
one,
Right
yeah.
off the top of my head. All right, number 3. It's probably going to be Friends. Sorry.
Oh my
I know we
gosh,
got
coming
a
in with a
lot of-
hot take.
It is a hot take. I know some people just turn the TV off. They just exit it out right now because there's some die-hard Friends lovers. I will not be there for you. I am not your friend.
Well done.
When the rain
Yes.
starts to
Thank
pour.
you. It is a terrible show. There's not a single. I don't think there's like 2 black people. They live in New York.
It's-
they don't
yeah,
even encounter any black.
Not a
person.
lot of diversity in New York
No,
City.
which is that's not my number one reason. The number one reason is it's not funny. It's terrible and it's not funny. But it's not the worst show of all time.
Okay, what is the worst show of all time?
Big Bang Theory is the worst show.
I had a feeling you were going to say that for similar reasons, right?
Yes, it is the least fun. Have you ever seen the videos where they pull the laugh track?
It's unwatchable.
It's like a horror movie. Yeah. It's so like I can't like cringe within myself more. Like I just want to. It's It is genuinely jarring of how unfunny it is. How I Met Your Mother is also down there as well, but it gets bumped up for the Minnesota representation. When I went to Europe, multiple people cited How I Met Your Mother as how they became Vikings fans.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I even met a gal in Tunisia. She said that's how she learned English. How I Met Your Mother. So,
really?
Apparently doing big business internationally.
Well, you just named 3 of the most popular television shows of the last quarter century.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not trying to be a hipster. Not trying to be a contrarian.
No, I didn't know if you guys were going to come in with hot takes today or if you knew of like a seriously, objectively bad television show that you hated. I know you don't watch a lot of scripted television.
I watched one episode of Schitt's Creek. I just I couldn't get. That's more of a me problem, not a Schitt's Creek problem, because I just can't really get into it.
Yeah. Said the worst. The afternoon show.
Okay,
the Woat show.
So the reason I asked you guys this is because there might be a new contender for the worst television show of all time. Hulu's new legal drama called All's Fair, starring Kim Kardashian, released its first 3 episodes this week. It has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I've been seeing people roasting this.
There are very few TV shows that have 0% ratings. Now, few ratings have come in. We still need some time for folks to watch it. This is a Ryan Murphy production. He made Glee, but he also had a hand in Scream Queens and a lot of other dramas on network television. Yeah. And I gotta read you some of these reviews. So USA Today called it the worst TV show of the year. Wow. Hollywood Reporter said Kim Kardashian's performance was stiff and effectless without a single authentic note. The Guardian said, I did not know it was still possible to make television this bad. And the Daily Telegraph said that Murphy is the high priest of tacky, tasteless television.
My God. They're inventing new slander phrases just to slander this show.
Couldn't find a single critical opinion that had anything good to say about this show. And what people are saying, so basically this follows the life of a divorce attorney and her all-female law team. Yeah. Kim Kardashian is the matriarch of this this team.
She's not just like a side character. She's one of the main
She is the main character. She's the lead successful divorce lawyer named Allura Grant, living at a law firm in Los Angeles, California. It's star-studded. Glenn Close, Sarah Paulson, Jessica Simpson makes an appearance, Tiana Taylor, Niecy Nash. But I think what people are saying is that this seems like a TV show that was really only made to mine some viral moments and put them on social media. Yeah. The rest of it was kind of just scraped together.
That sounds terrible.
It just sounds like the randomest, every actress that you kept on going, it was just word salad. It was Mad Libs. I couldn't believe it. Why is Kim Kardashian and Glenn Close even in close proximity?
I don't know. The Kardashians are big with Hulu. That's where their show is now anchored to. And Kim Kardashian has dipped her toes into acting before. She was on American Horror Story. Yeah. She hosted SNL. She has some acting chops, I think some people would say.
For sure. And well, it's not like all of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was real either.
Well, right. All of this to say, the show is currently topping the streaming charts by far.
Because it's one of those things where when it's so universally panned, like that movie with Ice Cube that came out during the summer where it was all filmed during Zoom. Through
COVID,
Zoom. And it has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. And it went viral because of how bad it looked. So people are like, okay,
I gotta see it.
I have to see
it. Sometimes something's like Oppenheimer, where it's just the pinnacle of excellence, and people who wouldn't normally see that kind of movie are like, "Well, everybody's talking about it. I'm gonna go see it." And then there's things like this, where it's like, "This is so bad, I have to see it." I have to see it.
And I'm wondering if there's a problem with that. If we see more TV shows and movies entering that sphere of we're gonna create the next viral moment.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely happens. You can tell during some shows where it's like, you thought about this getting clipped out on Twitter and becoming a meme, and it's just you roll your eyes because people our age can see right through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all we're hearing online. I have not watched it yet. The first 3 episodes now available on Hulu.
I'm seeing a clip right here. I'm gonna be honest. I can't show it because of copyright reasons. It looks like a pretty good show.
It looks like it's filmed beautifully.
I mean, come on. There's a lot happening.
I was going to ask.
Her facial expression is very evocative.
Yeah.
I have strong feelings seeing this without even knowing what she's saying. I'm watching on mute.
You're going to go watch it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to check this out. I might have to give this a throw.
You should bring your review to the next afternoon tea session.
I
haven't quite. Do we have any show rivals the afternoon shift, or like who are? Because maybe I got to go check them out to see. Maybe some of those are some of the worst ever. I don't want to call it anybody by name, but I'm just curious, like what else is out there around our time?
Around your time frame.
Yeah, because that might be it.
Some rivals.
Yeah.
Jeopardy's on in the afternoon.
Yeah. Jeopardy.
Yeah. Wait, who hosts Jeopardy these days?
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's your main competition.
Yeah.
Ken Jennings
is our competition.
All right.
That sucks. I mean, he's obviously great at competitions. So
he is.
He's
Notoriously.
So damn good at competitions. Now he hosts the damn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That
sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start dissing Ken Jennings.
The best show ever though is when you fill in on Good Day. We love Good Day.
Thanks.
And I love Good Day when you don't fill in too. But
yeah, that's true. It's a great show.
On the afternoon too. Just okay.
Thank you.
You're great.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm giving you a run for your money. You guys better re-sign those contracts. Or, last question I have for you guys. Let's talk about age gaps in relationships because we hear about them a lot, especially in Hollywood. Do you guys have a personal rule? How large of an age gap you would consider?
Mine goes, but it's different, younger and older.
Totally.
Like I think older is less than younger for me. I think it's like probably 7 younger and then probably like 3 older.
Really?
I think 3 is
older.
like a good number. Yeah.
I feel like mine is the reverse. I don't
Yours
want
is higher, older.
Yeah, higher, older. You gotta listen. You gotta have lived some life, man. You gotta been through some stuff. Been through all your stuff. Been through real things.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, and
I don't want to see the twinkle in your eye. Okay. I want to see gone.
If she's got a twinkle in her eye, she's too young for you, bro.
Yeah, right. You ain't lived enough. You ain't lived enough.
Okay, so that's the barometer for you. It's not age. It's whether there is a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's an upper limit. Nah, love's love. Right, if she's 80,
you date a 50-year-old?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Why not? 50.
If she was the right lady.
70.
Well, what about the Bachelor, the Golden Bachelorette?
Sure.
She's trying.
Yeah, I try to like her pictures on Instagram. Sure, she didn't respond.
I thought you were
didn't
DMing
spark
her.
anything.
Yeah.
I didn't slide the DM.
Wow, this is the afternoon tea.
I just like the pictures. Hey, it'd be great for the show. If I started dating the Golden Bachelor.
That actually is some tea. I think we're gonna bring her back on the show here pretty soon.
Hey,
yeah,
if she wants to.
So you guys are open to an age gap. So is Cher.
Oh.
So for the last couple of years, Cher has been seeing this guy who is now officially her boyfriend. His name is Alexander Edwards. He is 39. She is 79.
Whoa.
They have a 40-year age gap. And she spoke to Gayle King on CBS Mornings this week and said, no, we're happier than ever. The age gap is not an issue, not even for him. And she kind of was tongue-in-cheek and said, I actually haven't gotten smarter or wiser in the last 40 years, so it's fine. We're in the same boat. But yeah, he's a music producer. He has a 6-year-old son. She has children who are 56 and 49.
What?
So her oldest child is 17 years older than her boyfriend.
That's crazy.
But in Hollywood, it's multiple generations working with each other all the time. I think that age is kind of more of an illusion, especially with plastic surgery,
How about Bill Belichick too? I mean, is
that a larger than 40-year age gap? I think it probably is because she's younger than us.
It might be.
Yeah, that's another one really making headlines.
Concerning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're at the cusp, the bare minimum of any other age where there's a 40-year age gap besides 39 to 79, I think would be problematic. I think they've met the bare minimum requirement.
That's the one where you could do a 40-year age gap.
Yeah, sure.
Because 39, you're not really a young adult anymore. You're just an adult.
You've seen your things.
And you've seen Cher. She's stylish. She's on X, making fun of people. She's still young.
Yeah.
And they have plans to release an album together.
Wow.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Why not?
So there's
Hey,
no
yes.
need to turn back
Step
time.
aside, Sonny. She's got a new
Right.
guy.
Yeah.
What's your age gap?
You know what? I think every person I've ever dated has been less than 2 years away from me in age. I've got a really specific age gap, but I have like a weird thing about age. I think maybe part of it is because I'm so into pop culture, but now like we were raised on the age of the internet. So if you're 5 years off of someone, you can tell.
Yeah.
for
You guys
sure.
did not watch the same TV
Yeah,
shows.
no, it's like you don't
you know?
know what's funny about it.
Yeah.
You don't know the sound that AIM used to make when it was
Right,
like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't know that, then we can't.
If you didn't watch High School Musical, I don't think it's gonna
Right.
work.
You didn't see JT get stabbed on Degrassi? You
I
know?
did.
I did.
I did the day before I went to middle school.
Wow.
And my middle school was 7 through 12. It was
Oh. You were
before my
shook.
first day at Mankato East, and I was like, "Is this what high school is
Oh my
like?"
God, I'm gonna get stabbed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
Well, that's good.
It all worked
Yeah.
Thankfully.
But you did this. You did some stabbing though.
No. Also,
That's your limitation.
I'm gonna joke about that. No. No. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
That was more of a Degrassi thing.
Yes, I'm with you. The only thing I know Degrassi from is Drake. I think Drake was in
Yeah.
Well, and that was another traumatizing episode with Jimmy.
Sure.
After the quiz bowl.
Oh yeah, that's honestly one of the most traumatizing episodes of television.
It's
ever.
a series changer.
Yeah.
And if we're talking best TV shows of all time, Degrassi's up there.
Degrassi's up there.
Yeah.
We made it full circle here.
Yeah.
Afternoon tea.
And that is your afternoon tea.
Excellent.
We love it.
Excellent. We appreciate you, Lauren.
Absolutely.
We'll see you again here soon.
I can't wait to hear what you guys think about Kim K's show.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna watch
He'll be
it.
watching.
I'm gonna watch it for sure. This video I saw, it just looks captivating, genuinely captivating.
While Max is checking out the new show here, we're going to go to commercial break and we'll be right back. We are back here on the afternoon shift, Max. Last night was a big night in downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah, the premiere of Purple Rain, the
Yep.
brand new Prince musical. I wasn't in attendance. I didn't want anyone to get any confusion, think like the main actor, the lead actor, like left the stage and was just chilling in the audience or anything. Or maybe the Purple one himself resurrected
Sure.
and came back to watch a play about himself. So I wanted to avoid mass confusion and chaos.
Yeah.
But we did have someone from the afternoon shift on site.
Yeah, Grace Henry was there. What's up, Grace?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Well,
You guys Prince fans?
Yeah, I like Prince.
fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Prince. Grew up listening to him. I still remember. It was one of those days. Like there was a "Where were you" moment when I remember hearing that he died. I was riding the train home. I was actually riding the light rail to work.
Oh.
Oh,
I
wow.
was listening to Prince.
Yeah.
Heard it. Tear just fell down my eye. I just cried on the train, bro. It was one of those days for sure. It was a really rainy day in the Twin Cities too, like downpour. It was just like, this is fitting.
The city was mourning.
It was. Mother Nature even was a Prince fan.
What's your favorite Prince song?
Oh, the beautiful ones.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Baby.
He-
See, they actually
That's in the
they asked
show.
me to
You should-
audition. You know what I'm saying? They asked me. I was just like, no,
Right.
please, please, no. So I don't need any more attention. I'm not a big attention guy. So.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just like, I don't need that. But yeah, I was a huge Prince fan. What about you?
I love
Grace?
it.
I can't say I was like a major fan. I'd say probably my favorite song is Kiss. I feel like it's just like such an
Great
emblem
one,
of
for
its
sure.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was crazy last night. The people there, I mean, Minneapolis people, Minnesotans love Prince, and that was very, very obvious last night. I mean, even in the audience, it was different than your typical show. You get to see people were dancing in their seats. Some people were kind of mouthing the words. So it was like, is it a concert or is it a show? But so I like Prince. I can't say I like Prince as much as some other Minnesotans.
Yeah, Minnesotans would die for Prince.
Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
It wasn't as much. I'm gonna say though. I'm gonna call us out. We weren't repping like this before he died.
I was gonna say
We were
like,
not repping like
Yeah.
this before
Yeah,
he died. I'm
yeah.
calling out the radio stations because I worked in the radio industry for 10 years. I did not hear none of y'all playing Prince before he died. And now we got it in rotation constantly now.
Constantly.
But we weren't repping enough before he died.
You go to a Vikings, that's all you hear. The Vikings between.
it's the tip-off song
Yes.
at the Target Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You like Prince? Did you like Purple Rain the play? That's the question.
Have you seen Purple Rain the movie?
Yes.
Okay, I had not seen Purple Rain the movie,
Okay.
so that is a very important thing for me to say because, I'm coming in as someone who just was kind of going into it blind. I knew the preface of Purple Rain. I knew, this isn't necessarily a Prince biograph, but or biography, excuse me. But I liked it. I didn't love it, which I hate to say. I wanted to love it. I really did. I wanted to be like, oh my gosh, everyone in the country needs to fly to Minneapolis to see this. It was very, very good, but there are definitely some aspects that still need some work.
Oh. Well, could you name one?
Yeah, I mean, the performances were really great. The music was really great. The dancing was phenomenal.
Can I ask, was it just people doing renditions of Prince music, or was it original music as well?
It was like the original music of Purple Rain.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he had the hits. He had, of course, Purple Rain. He sang Kiss, but it was the performance was great. The dancing was great. The acting, some of the acting was a little subpar. I think a lot of they prioritized getting very talented musicians and dancers and kind of looked at the acting second, which I think is also kind of what Prince did for Purple Rain as well. It was more about the singing, and he wasn't an actor. He wasn't trained as an actor. So I don't know if that was part of it, but it definitely needed a little bit of work in that regard. Another thing I have to say is it's very much 80s. The glamour, the costumes, the set, it was very 80s. But some of the dialogue sounded like it was written by Gen Z. Like lots of it's giving and that type of lingo. And I was like, that just kind of throws you off of being like, wait a minute, this isn't the 80s. I'm not in, First Ave, like in this concert venue. It's, it just kind of was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, these are Gen Z people acting like they're in the 80s. And that just doesn't always, it didn't work for me in that regard. And that wasn't that consistent, but when it happened, I was like, oh, you just cringe and you're like, why did they do that? But otherwise, the dancing was great, and the costumes and everything. But even along the lines of the Gen Z thing, a lot of the dancing was like Gen Z, like someone grittied on stage. And I just was like, guys, like they were not grittying in Purple Rain. Maybe I haven't seen it, but I could almost guarantee that they weren't grittying in Purple Rain. So, it was that kind of throws you off a little bit in that regard.
For sure. It takes you out of it. I know, I had watching the Great Gatsby movie that came out several years ago. I had a similar feeling when it's like Doja Cat playing in the middle. Listen, I love Doja Cat. I love Jay-Z. I'm not necessarily trying to hear that in the Roaring 20s. You know what I'm saying? It takes you. Sometimes you can have that kind of mesh of different generations and different eras, but sometimes it just takes you out of it. In Purple Rain, it doesn't feel like it was totally necessary.
No, it wasn't necessary, and it just, I don't know if they were trying to like appeal to the Gen Z audience, be like, oh, like I relate to that, but it doesn't work, and you don't go to that to see relatability in that regard. But the other thing that was cool, and I'm not really sure if I liked it, but it was cool. The first part of the concert, they make the sound like you're in First Ave, like you're at a concert. It's like the microphone's different. Like you go to a Broadway show, it sounds different than when you go to a concert. But it was like when they were performing on stage, like their stage of First Ave, it definitely sounded like you were at a concert, which was really cool. But it also just was like a little jarring and a little weird, like it going between that and then like the dialogue of the show. So
I was gonna say, did you feel like you were almost at like a tribute concert sometimes rather than a Broadway play?
Sometimes I would say for sure sometimes. And like the first, it's just very abrupt. Like when they're on stage, it's hard to like transition, between it being like, okay, this is like a storyline that I'm trying to follow versus like this is a rock concert. So but yeah, the way they did the audio was really interesting in that regard. I thought it was very cool, but again, it was just a little jarring.
Yeah. Did you find it like I've heard people complain about the duration of the play? Was it too long?
Okay, so I honestly did not feel that long because again, in some ways it feels like a concert, which is fun and it's energetic and exciting.
Pace a little bit,
exactly. I have to say the ending, it was like, whoa. It just kind of ended with him singing Purple Rain and that was it. Like it was like, it felt like there was a lot more there to resolve. And I kind of want to go back and watch Purple Rain and see like how does the ending play out in the film. But it was a very abrupt ending and there was a lot of things that were developed during the show that I felt like needed proper resolution that it just wasn't granted. And my dad and I were joking, like, because people were saying, like, oh my gosh, it's like 3.5 hours. And they're like, well, here, we'll make it end if you want it to end, which is kind of what it felt like. I don't think that's necessarily what they did, but in some ways that's kind of what it felt like.
What was the scene like last night? There were a number of celebrities there. Governor Walz, Justin Jefferson, Spike Lee was there. Did you see anybody or
I didn't. I'm also very short, so I didn't see a lot.
Maybe you did, yeah.
Maybe I did.
Head, yeah.
Maybe I did. I didn't recognize anyone. I saw some people, from the media crew in the Twin Cities that I'd recognized, but no. But it was very energetic. I mean, people showed up and showed out. I think Prince would be, very happy to see people dressing up the way they did. That was definitely in celebration of his fashion and everything. I can't say I was dressed that way. I kind of wish I was, but people really did show up and show out. And like I said before, you could just feel the energy of like the love of Prince in the room. And like even driving into the city, the whole city was lit up purple. It was just like a complete and total celebration, which is always awesome to see. And the energy was awesome. Like every single song that came on, people were like hooting and hollering about how excited they were about the song and dancing in their seats. So
that's awesome.
It seems like at least it was like the environment contributed to, they filled in the gaps of the play itself. Kind of.
Yeah, and it's like you just get excited for the people there, and it's it's like a concert. You go to a concert and everyone's just kind of like sitting there like this. But if they're getting into it, that's going to contribute overall to the mood, like you're saying.
Right. So what on a fro? Is it a full fro? Is it a 75% fro? A half fro?
It's
zero fro. Is it ball? You ball.
3/4. Yeah. 3/4 of a throw, I would say.
Quarters.
Yes, I would say it needs some work if it's going to Broadway, and I know that's the intention for it to go to Broadway. It definitely needs some work, but I've been reflecting, and it is fun, and they're new. And I think it will get better as time goes on. I think the actors will get more comfortable. They knew they had a lot of eyes on them yesterday. They knew Spike Lee was in the audience. They knew this is kind of a do or die thing. So I think they were nervous too, and that probably contributed to it. So as its run in Minneapolis goes, I think it'll get better, and it has a lot of potential. So 3/4 of a fro.
3/4 of a fro. That's a good.
That's pretty damn good.
75%. This is
You are a harsh critic, so I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Minnesota nice. Yeah.
I'm very Minnesota nice.
I feel like I've been.
You're fair. You have good.
I feel like I've been pretty lean.
Yeah.
A half fro is about as low as I've gotten.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, you've never gone lower.
I've never given out a zero.
Did you get an invite for Purple Rain last night?
No, I didn't get it. I didn't get an invite. They didn't listen.
Up with that?
Well, I'm not as high of a stature as Grace. I mean, she's a celebrity.
Right.
I mean, clearly.
Right.
We Spike Lee, Grace. I mean, it's like right there.
Well, even here in Fox 9, Chanu and Lauren and Drago. And
did you get an invite? I mean, we're just chopped liver over here. Apparently, they told me they didn't want me in the front row because I would have been blocking people's view. So that's their excuse.
Right.
But I don't know. It wasn't like the Hope Walz segment where the two guys just showed up at the door and said, "Hey, why don't you come with us?" But I mean,
you would have had a great outfit. I am so confident if you would have went last night.
Sure. I probably would have busted.
You would have showed up and showed out.
Oh,
no undershirt because you gotta go. You gotta go a little outrageous.
That's very Prince. That's very
no
Prince.
Undershirt with the purple kimono.
Yes.
But it sounds like you had a good time there, Grace.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my dad's birthday, so it was a great way to celebrate him. Okay, I like Hamilton more.
What do you dislike so much? Tell the people. Why? Come on, Hamilton's one of the most universally liked plays in the United States.
Paul's telling us we can't. We don't have time.
I want to hear this. We have sports. We can talk sports. I want to hear. We have sports. We can talk. The Timberwolves got crushed last night. What happened to what's up with Hamilton?
Well, first of all, for the first year of its popularity, which is as much to my chagrin is never ending. This ever increasing popularity of Hamilton. I didn't know what it was about. Yeah. So I'm just like, and I will preface this by saying, happy for all the stagehands, all the production crew, all of the brown and black people that get to be a part of a Broadway theater and theater productions because of this play and the roles that is offered them. Yeah. Now, that being said, that's the small print. The large print is that it sucks.
Oh.
It sucks. I don't want to watch a play. When someone, let me give you the synopsis.
Okay.
And I'm going to put it like this, because this is what it actually is.
Okay.
It's a play where they have dudes cosplaying as founding fathers rapping.
But that's
the slave owners.
Oh.
What do you mean? Oh, they own slaves. Newsflash. Put it in the lower third. Fox 9 has learned. Breaking news. All of the founding fathers, including Alexander Hamilton, which Lin-Manuel Miranda, he tried to say, he didn't know the slaves. And someone came out with documents like, he absolutely did. And then he went, oh, well, people aren't perfect. I just don't want to watch plays about rapping slave owners. Yeah. I'm sorry. If someone said, I have a great musical for you, Mr. Llorens, say you're Johnny Broadway and you own Broadway. You're Mr. Broadway, son. You inherited Broadway from your father, Jim Broadway.
Wayne Newton.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
And then they say, Adam, I got a perfect pitch for you.
Yep.
Rapping slave masters. What do you think? You saying yes to that? You saying yes? I mean, if you did, you made a bunch of money. So that's why I don't run Broadway. I'm happy for everyone. I really am. I just think it's a ridiculous premise. I don't want to watch anything where they make rapping slave owners. How does it feel from their point of view? I don't give a damn. George Washington had a mouthful of wooden slave teeth. That's a real fact. Thomas Jefferson.
Yep.
Well, Max, go see Purple Rain. There's no slave owners in Purple Rain.
Exactly.
Good job.
You asked.
Good job, Greg.
You asked.
Paul, do we still have time for Miss Walz? Do we? Not anymore. No more time for Miss Walz. I guess we gotta keep.
I can keep going.
There's Timberwolves. They lost by 23 last night.
They did.
About them.
Yeah, they did. Should we go to commercial break?
We can't go to commercial break. We'll go to commercial. We'll come back with the after. Max, sometimes you got to peel back the curtain in a show. Yeah. I got to get up. I got to move that. I'm going to move that chair here really quick.
Yeah. Oh,
really
yeah.
Quick,
we got. Quick. That's okay. Yeah. That's right. Okay.
That's right.
This is what we give the people on live TV. We peel back the curtain. That's what we do here on the afternoon shift. We're getting you the behind the scenes look at all the nitty gritty of live television, folks.
And look at that nice little zoom in that Paul just did there, and look, we'll zoom up. Get everything together.
Right,
yes.
Exactly.
Everything picture perfect.
We're work in progress. Not everything is perfect.
That's right. Just like the Timberwolves. Work in progress. It was a tough loss. They were up by 4 at halftime over the Knicks yesterday, and they were outscored by 27 in the second half.
They gave up 83 points in the second half. That's not going to win you basketball games 9 times out of 10, and that's exactly how that turned out for the Timberwolves last night. And it turned into a blowout, boat racing in that second half at Madison Square Garden. Maybe Spike Lee wishes that he was there instead of Purple Rain. I don't know how he felt about it, but his Knicks played their butts off, and the Timberwolves not Julius Randle, another hot game for Julius Randle, 32 points.
Yep.
It's good to see Anthony Edwards out there. Obviously, he only had 15. He was out for a week and a half.
Yes.
He has hamstring issues, and the game got out of hand pretty quickly there in that second half. I will say hats off or jerseys off to Anthony Edwards, who threw his jersey into the crowd. He found a Timberwolves fan in the crowd at Madison Square Garden, and she was obviously very touched by it. I saw something on Twitter. I don't know if it was real, but she was saying that it was like her first game since she was recovering from cancer and stuff like that. So that's just incredible, and that's just incredible for in the moment. Obviously, you're losing, you're down, you're not feeling great. For Anthony Edwards to peep that and just that's awesome, man, and we love to see that. But we would love to see some wins from this Minnesota Timberwolves team who are at 500, 4-4 early on in the season, and it's just been kind of a really hit and miss so far for this Timberwolves season. But hopefully with Anthony Edwards back, they can get the wins back in the left hand column there. But last night was pretty rough.
Yeah, they're back at home tomorrow against Utah, and then I think they go back on the road after that. But they'll have one night at home tomorrow night. And Karl Anthony Towns. I don't think
NBA Cup starts tomorrow.
Oh, is that with the court and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It'll be the first group game of the group stage for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the NBA Cup, the not new-ish mid-season tournament. And we would love that. Hey, we don't have any banners. The Lakers hung up a banner when they won, which is kind of, as an LA sports fan, that's kind of, you think that's a little ridiculous, right? Put it up if we win it. Put that SOB up if we win it. I would absolutely.
The Lynx have a ton of banners.
Yeah,
at Target Center.
A bunch of them.
Yes.
Almost hung another one up this year.
Yes.
If Nafisa Collier wouldn't have got hurt and the refs wouldn't have been shady and crooked. But in general, NBA Cup starts tomorrow, and that should be really exciting. I know. Hey, you got to start somewhere. Why not start with the NBA Cup, and why not start with a win against the Utah Jazz? One of those teams that just kind of seems like they're perpetually in rebuild mode. I was trying to think of this the other day. The Utah Jazz are probably, I'm 31 years old. Please bleep that out. 31 years old. The Utah Jazz have been bad pretty much as long as I've been alive. I mean, like, they were good, obviously, in the 90s when I was a child. Ever since I've been cognizant, Utah Jazz have pretty much been in a constant state of flux, kind of always in rebuild mode or in a prove it kind of mode. You never take them serious as contenders, even when they have played well. They're just one of those teams that they're always constantly in flux. So why not get your feet back underneath it with the win against the
jerseys,
Jazz.
though. I always love that color
all-time
palette.
Jerseys. All-time jerseys. Utah's killing it with the swag. Between the Jazz and the Mammoth, they are absolutely killing it with the sports paraphernalia and memorabilia and merchandise there.
I wish they would just kept Utah hockey team.
You like that?
I liked Washington football team. I really
better
did.
than Commanders.
I think it's better than the Commanders.
Commanders is one of the worst teams.
Yeah,
some of these newer names are just not great.
Yeah,
I hate the Pelicans. Hate it.
Yeah,
one of the worst names in sports.
Yeah,
hate the Thunder.
Yeah,
I don't like that either.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. I don't know.
It doesn't
ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't ring for me.
What do you think about Wild? Do you like Wild?
I like the Wild. I do like the Wild.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
Yeah, it's just I feel like there's so
many
other
abstractness.
There's other. There would have. I don't know. It's just like there could have been other things.
I like the Wild.
Yeah.
I think it's different. I think it works for Minnesota. But Thunder, Pelicans.
It's
just like when you think of the Wild, you're just thinking, oh my God, there could be a bear out there, tiger, a lion, anything. Something could mess me up.
Yeah.
You think about it. The
Pelican's like a very pleasant bird.
Yeah, that's gonna steal my sandwich. On the beach. I don't. And maybe that's why I think they have 1 win or 0 wins this season. They've had a rough season, so it could be worse.
Yes,
Timberwolves fans, we don't have to hit the panic button quite yet, but obviously 4-4 is not an ideal start, and it's way too early to be looking at standings. But if the playoffs started today, which luckily they don't, they still got 70+ games, 60+ games, however many plus games to go. They would be the 8th seed, and they'd be battling out in the play-in once again. So hopefully things, fortunes will change, and what better team to face when you're down on your luck than the Utah Jazz coming up here tomorrow night.
That's right. We were talking about the Wild just now. They play tonight at Jesse Pierce's preseason Stanley Cup pick, the Carolina Hurricanes. So that'll be a fun game if you're a Wild fan out there. Should be a good game tonight in Carolina. And
Jesse was just telling us earlier in the week, one of the best teams in the NHL. So it would be. We'll see if that last win for the Minnesota Wild was truly a turning point kind of win when they're going up against the best of the best in the Hurricanes on the road.
That's right.
As well.
That's right. We are going to take a commercial break, and we are going to wrap up today's show right after this.